Hello viewers, today let's learn about internal combustion engine emission standards, mainly about the European standards and the Indian standards. So let's get started. In this video we will understand about why we need norms, how the emissions affect our health, introduction to the various standards, how the standards are built till now, and we'll compare mainly between the European and Indian standard, see some key points about them, and some changes that are required in technology for these standards to come in, and then the conclusion. So, after watching this, I'm sure you will understand about and be clear about the idea of emission standards. When we talk about standards, the question comes, why do we need all these norms and standards? We all know that the pollution levels are rising. It may be due to various reasons like emission from factories, chemicals, uncontrolled burning. But here we will discuss mainly about the vehicle emissions from the internal combustion engine and the pollution by that and the norms related to stop it. So what are all these norms about? These vehicle emission norms are mainly to control the emissions to safer or reasonable levels so that the impact on human health and environment is reduced. Mainly pollutants from the gasoline and diesel vehicles are particulate matter, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrocarbons, and soot particles. So from diesel mainly particulate matter and NOx are in high quantity, while in petrol we can see in the picture carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and hydrocarbons are in large quantity. So the impact of these vehicle emissions on our health is really bad. We all face it when we go on the road. We feel the suffocation due to all these emissions. But mainly carbon monoxide, as we see, causes headache and nausea. Hydrocarbons cause headache, vomiting, disorientation, while nitrogen oxide causes nose, eye irritation, skin irritation, damages our lungs, while particulate matter also affects our lungs very badly and deteriorates our respiratory system. Smoking is injurious to health, but these emissions are also almost equal to that. So it's time we control it. So mainly there are three main standards in the world which are followed and are considered as baselines. Starting with the US standards, which started initially in 1960s, then the Japanese standard and European standard which are followed. The European Union decides the emission standards for vehicles in Europe. Currently, standards are for all road vehicles, trains, non-road mobile machinery such as tractors, but no standards for ships and airplanes. Soon we will have those as well. For India, Bharat stage emission standards are set up by the Government of India. The output from internal combustion engines for motor vehicles is controlled. The standards are regulated and implemented by Central Pollution Control Board and Ministry of Environment and Forests. Let's see the timeline of Euro versus Indian standards. The European standards started in 1990s, while the Indian started in 2000 with India 2000 and gradually grown from Bharat stage 2, 3, 4, and finally now we have Bharat stage 6. Bharat stage 5 is kept to keep in par with the international standards which are growing earlier than Indian standards. By 2023 the standards will become more stringent in India. The European standards have also grown from Euro Stage 1 to Euro Stage 6 in 2015. Timeline can be seen. Now the main comparison between the Bharat Stage 6 and Euro Stage 6, which is our topic. Both are almost the same, but only difference is Bharat Stage 6 is being implemented now while Euro Stage 6 was from 2015. We see the NOx and PM emissions for petrol and diesel vehicles are similar for Bharat Stage 6 and Euro Stage 6. But we can see that from our earlier Bharat Stage 4, there is a very high significant reduction in particulate matter and other all NOx hydrocarbons. Now the emissions are quite low, emission standards. Very significant reduction is seen from earlier stages in the new standards. In Bharat Stage 6, we can see the onboard diagnostic made compulsory. In case of any malfunctioning, the computer based codes will detect the malfunctioning and control the emissions. Another significant development is about the installation of particulate matter filters, which is compulsory in Bharat Stage 6. When the environment was getting cleaner due to lockdown, India implemented the Bharat Stage 6 standards in April 1, 2020. Now, in the below graph, we see how particulate matter became very low in Bharat Stage 6 compared to earlier stages 1, 2, 3, 4, and even the nitrogen oxide levels are very low now, almost negligible. That means we have done a significant development in Indian standards. Since other emissions are very less compared to NOx and particulate matter, main focus is on them. Even we see in Euro standards, the NOx emissions have reduced very low. You can see in the graph, and even the particulate matter for the diesel vehicles is very low in the sixth stage. But in petrol vehicles, as particulate matter is less, so there is no restriction for that in Euro standards. But NOx has reduced very significantly. Now to meet with these standards of stage 6, a stage Bharat stage 6 grade fuel is also important. But a problem in that is it has a very low sulfur content to reduce the sulfur dioxide sulfur oxide emissions as well. But sulfur is necessary for engine lubrication, and its reduced levels reduces the engine lubrication. So more additives are added for this. We can see this new fuel in petrol pumps now. Sulfur has reduced from 50 ppm to 10 ppm, which is a very good reduction. But to make all these changes, we need to change the internal combustion engine as well. Car manufacturers have made significant developments for this, but this also increases the car cost. We all know India has many challenges like congested traffic, uneven geographical terrains, unique driving behaviors of many people diverse around the place, and fuel adulteration is also a challenge. So even after very significant developments in Europe, still the implementation is not 100% and more need to be done. Similarly, in India also more need to be done. By 2023, the emission standards will become more stringent in India. Upgrading the emission norms requires the manufacturing companies also to upgrade a lot, which in turn increases the cost of the vehicle. Cost is one of the major reasons for slow improvement in these standard developments. However, also arguments about the cost and saving of health. Health is more important than all other factors. Thus, saving diseases is enough to overcome all that cost. So finally, increasing standards is really good thing. Let's hope for a cleaner earth and a good future by good use of technology.